Do you ever feel like time is just slipping through your fingers, like the years are flying by faster and faster? You're not alone. It's a common feeling, and there's actually some fascinating psychology behind it. It's not just you. It's how our brains are wired. So why does a year feel like an eternity when you're a kid, but just a blip on the radar when you're an adult? Let's dive into the science behind this bizarre phenomenon. First up, let's talk about the ratio theory. Think about it this way. When you're 5 years old, 1 year is a massive 20% of your entire life. That's a huge chunk of your existence. You're learning to read, making new friends, discovering the world. Every day is packed with new experiences. But when you're 50, 1 year is only 2% of your life. It's a much smaller fraction, so it naturally feels less significant and passes more quickly. It's simple math, but it has a profound effect on our perception of time. But it's not just about the numbers. It's also about what we fill that time with. Our brains are hardwired to pay attention to novelty. New experiences, new skills, new places, these are the things that create strong, detailed memories. When you're young, almost everything is new. Your first day of school, learning to ride a bike, your first trip to the beach. Each of these moments is a first and gets etched into your memory with incredible detail. Your brain is working overtime, processing all this new information, which makes time feel stretched out and full. Now, fast forward to adulthood. For many of us, life settles into a routine. We wake up, go to work, come home, have dinner, watch some TV, and go to sleep. The commute is the same. The tasks at work are familiar, and the weekends often follow a predictable pattern. There are fewer firsts. Our brains, being the efficient machines they are, go into autopilot. When experiences are repetitive, the brain doesn't need to record every little detail. It just bundles them together. Think about your daily commute. Can you remember every single detail of your drive to work last Tuesday? Probably not. Your brain just registers it as another commute. This process is called chunking. Because so many of our adult days are similar, our brain chunks them into one blurry memory, making it feel like weeks and months have just vanished. This brings us to the role of memory. Our perception of the passage of time is heavily influenced by how many new memories we form. The more new memories you create over a certain period, the longer that period will feel in retrospect. Neuroscientist David Eagleman conducted an interesting experiment on this. He had people experience a free fall into a net. It was a brief, but terrifying new experience. Afterward, when asked to estimate how long the fall lasted, their estimates were significantly longer than the actual duration. Their brains, flooded with the novel and intense experience, recorded so much information that it felt like time slowed down. This is why a week-long vacation to a new country can feel longer and more memorable than a month spent at home doing the same old thing. There's another interesting biological factor to consider: dopamine. This neurotransmitter is linked to our internal clock. Studies suggest that as we age, our dopamine levels naturally decline. This can affect our internal pacemaker, causing it to tick faster. So, while the objective clock on the wall ticks at a constant rate, our internal subjective clock speeds up, making it feel like external time is flying by. It's like the metronome in our head starts clicking at a faster tempo. So we've got the ratio theory, the lack of novelty, the chunking of memories, and the decline in dopamine. It all paints a pretty clear picture of why your 30s and 40s seem to zoom by compared to your childhood. But here's the good news. We are not powerless against this temporal acceleration. We can actively work to slow down our perception of time. How? By injecting novelty and new experiences back into our lives. It's about breaking the routine and creating new, vivid memories. You don't need to go skydiving or travel to an exotic land every week, although that would certainly work. The key is to consciously seek out newness in your everyday life. Try taking a different route to work. Explore a new neighborhood in your city. Sign up for a class to learn a new skill, whether it's pottery, a new language, or coding. Read a book from a genre you've never tried before. Cook a new recipe. Even small changes can make a big difference. These new activities force your brain out of autopilot mode. It has to pay attention, learn, and process new information. And in doing so, it creates those rich, detailed memories that make time feel fuller and slower. When you look back on a week where you tried a new restaurant, visited a museum, and started learning the guitar, it will feel much more substantial than a week spent on the couch. It's also about being present. Mindfulness and paying attention to the moment can have a huge impact. Instead of letting your mind wander during your morning coffee, really savor it. Notice the aroma, the warmth of the mug, the taste. By engaging your senses and focusing on the here and now, you're creating a stronger memory of that moment, preventing it from just blending into the background noise of your day. Think of your life as a story. When you're young, every day is a new page, full of exciting plot twists. As you get older, if you're not careful, you can end up rereading the same chapter over and over. The trick is to keep writing new chapters. Keep adding new characters, new settings, and new adventures to your personal narrative. So, while the objective passage of time is a constant we can't change, our subjective experience of it is surprisingly malleable. The feeling that time is speeding up is a signal. It's a wake-up call from our brains, telling us it's time to break the routine, to seek out the novel, and to live a life that's rich with new experiences. By doing so, we can not only make our lives more interesting and fulfilling, but we can also reclaim our time, making each year feel as significant and memorable as it did when we were kids. What new thing will you try this week to slow down time? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more dives into the fascinating world of our minds. See you next time!